Welcome to M-DCPS Gateway to Success podcast, the show where we take a deep dive into business development, student engagement, and bolster businesses who have successfully engaged with Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Each episode promises to provide exciting stories from experts who have fresh perspectives on a myriad of topics. Today, our topic is Access Granted, Reimagining Education and Economics through Student Voices, with our own student advisor, Maurits Acosta, and hosted by Dr. Jennifer Murray, Administrative Director from the Office of Education and Economic Access. Whether you are a business owner, a parent, student, or just a concerned citizen, this show is for you. Each month, we will bring you conversations and guests that challenge, inspire, and offer practical advice to help you and your business grow. You can tune in to our podcast by typing M-DCPS OEEA on YouTube and your favorite podcast streaming provider. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and enjoy the show.
Hello, and welcome to our second episode of MDCPS's Education and Economic Evolution, Re-envisioning Opportunity podcast, amplifying scholastic soundbites. Today, we will focus on student perspectives at MDCPS, where we believe that student voices are not just important, but they are essential. Scholastic Soundbites is a platform where our students share their thoughts, their concerns, and their aspirations in their own authentic voice. As we prepare for the next generation of leaders, it is crucial that we listen to them, that we feel their insights, that we understand about how they feel about being heard in education system and in society. In this series, we explore the intersection between education and the evolving business community to really understand how shifts in technology, industries, and economic opportunities shape the future for today's learners. Our students are keenly aware of these changes, and they want to be part of the conversation. Through Scholastic Soundbites, we amplify the voices of our students, who will soon be in charge of the future. So let's listen to what they have to say about being heard today and how they envision their role in the world tomorrow. Their concerns, ideas, and dreams will shape the foundation of a future where education and economics collaborate for a lasting impact. I'm your host for today, Dr. Jennifer Murray, Administrative Director in the Office of Education and Economic Access. And we are excited to be back with you today with our very own student advisor, Maurits Acosta of the third largest district, A-rated district, MDCPS, your best choice. Our guest today is someone who epitomizes the spirit of student leadership. Please help me welcome Maurits Acosta, our MDCPS current student advisor, who is with us to discuss some exciting new projects. Maurits, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Dr. Murray. It's great to be here and talk a little bit about the importance of student perspectives and what our district is doing to amplify student voices all across MDCPS.
That's great. So I understand that one of the new exciting programs that we have that's being launched this school year is called Career Compass and Pathways. This initiative seeks to leverage the partnerships between small and local businesses to provide students with such things as expanded internship opportunities, mentoring, hands-on experiences, site visits, informal talks and discussions, and panel discussions. So let's jump right in, right? So Career Compass and Pathways sounds like a fantastic program. Can you start by telling us what inspired the creation of this program?
Absolutely. So the Career and Pathways Compass program was inspired by the fact that Miami is a hub for business. We have so many different vibrant communities all across our county, 34 municipalities, each with their own business leaders, their own professionals, many of them MDCPS alumni who are doing amazing work right here in their home city. So it was kind of inspired by recognizing that our schools are surrounded by so many amazing professionals, so many amazing 305 alumni who are doing great things, and these are business leaders in their industry, and it's all about taking advantage of that and giving back to our students, using those businesses, connecting them with our students so that our students in our local schools can take advantage of the amazing and vibrant business community that surrounds them.
That's such a smart approach. Tapping into local resources to benefit students. So what exactly does Career Compass and Pathways offer? Like, what can students expect to gain from this initiative?
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. First things first, it's all about expanded internship opportunities, right? I know many of our students struggle trying to find internships, trying to find businesses to connect with. And we know, and there's many studies that support this, that there's only so much you can learn from a textbook. At the end of the day, eventually to take your knowledge to the next level, you're going to have to get some real world experience. You're going to have to connect with folks who are already doing what you want to do in the future, whether that's, be a doctor, be a lawyer, or, be a business leader, whatever it is. Miami has opportunities for those students. Sometimes it's just a struggle trying to connect with the right companies and the right industries to get your foot in the door. So that's step number one of the program, is expanding those internship opportunities, making it easier for students to connect with the business leaders in their community so that hopefully they can start getting that real world experience and start getting those skills necessary. And maybe it's not for them. A lot of folks, they think they want to be a doctor, they think they want to be a lawyer, whatever it may be, but then when they're actually in the industry, they realize, what, maybe this isn't for me, or maybe it is. So MDCPS wants to give those students a head start by providing them with the right opportunities to kind of understand whether that program, that job is for them. So that's one of the areas of the program. Another one is informative talks. Throughout the year, the district will be hosting a series of talks where business owners and industry professionals share their insights on various career paths, trends in the job market, and what it takes to succeed in their industry. So that's going to be really helpful for students who have questions that they want to ask these leaders. Those platforms and opportunities will be available for them. There's also going to be mentorship programs. We know that mentorship is very, very important in all career industries. So by pairing students with professionals in their desired career fields, it provides that one-on-one guidance, which is essential and such a great opportunity. Even adults in the workplace, they want that mentorship. They want to have someone who already has the experience, who they can talk to and connect with and kind of understand better what their job is. So by offering that in high school, we're once again setting that path for students to already have a head start in their career fields by getting advice from those mentors, support, as well as industry connections. They always say it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. So that's essential part of a program so that our students already have a head start on those connections and already know people in the industry they eventually want to go into. There's also going to be panel discussions, which is going to be really exciting, featuring diverse groups of professionals who can share their experience, answer questions, and offer different perspectives on career development. So that's definitely going to be great to see, as well as career days. There's going to be career days where businesses come on campus to meet students, discuss job and internship opportunities, and offer on-the-spot resume review and mock interviews, which goes back to preparing students. A lot of students, they're nervous going into an interview. Their resume needs some polishing. So by bringing those services in-house to our school campuses, we're ensuring our students have the right resources they need to succeed.
Wow, that is a fantastic array of opportunities. So how do you see these partnerships with local businesses making a difference for students, particularly in terms of career readiness and professional development?
I mean, the difference is going to be huge, 1,000%, because most students, they don't get these opportunities until they get into college, and even then, those opportunities are a little flaky at times. So by offering a steady resources that are available for our high school students, the difference that's going to make both for their academic performance, but also allowing students to grow out of school in their personal lives, it's going to be huge. It's all about applying those skills in real world settings. And it goes back to, a textbook can only teach you so much. So offering these resources to students in MDCPS classrooms all over the county, I think that's going to make a huge difference, especially as we enter a world that prioritizes working experience. A lot of times you're trying to get these jobs, they won't even hire until you have experience. This gives students already, some time beforehand, and allows them, hopefully once they graduate high school and they go into college, to continue those connections they built through the program as they get their majors and eventually as they enter the workforce. So it's going to make a huge difference, and I'm really excited to see how it's implemented.
Wow, it's clear that Career Compass Pathways is about much more than just internships. It's really about creating a holistic support system for students' career development. How can students get involved in this initiative?
Yeah, so for sure, the first thing is all students should keep an eye out for announcements about upcoming events, internship signups, informative talks, and panel discussions. There's also going to be a dedicated webpage for students to access all this information, as well as register for their career days. So all the resources are going to be provided to them. It's just a matter of students seeking them out and just keeping an eye out for when these resources come up. We're also looking for student volunteers to help organize these events and suggest new ways that students can engage with the business community. We go back to the fact that it's all about student perspectives, and we want to make sure that students have a seat at the table when it comes to decisions that affect them directly. So by having these student volunteers be part of the initial process and be part of the organizing process, the district is going to ensure that these career day and these panel discussions are actually informative to those it's serving, which is the students. So if you're passionate about career development or you just want to get more involved on your campus, it's going to be a great opportunity to make an impact. So, if to any students watching, make sure you're keeping an eye out, speak with your principal, speak with your school, and once the webpage is live, if you want to sign up to volunteer or even sign up to attend one of these career days or panel discussions, please do, because they're going to be amazing opportunities.
That is so great to hear, Maurits. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us regarding the Career Compass and Pathway Initiative?
Yeah, I'd just like to encourage all students to take advantage, whether you're just a freshman in high school or you're a senior already getting ready to graduate and take that big next step in life. There's something for everyone. And that's what I really want to emphasize. These connections you make and the experiences you gain can have a lasting impact on your career. So please don't hesitate to get involved. Make sure I always say a door won't open unless you knock on it. So to any students watching, please knock on that door. The district is having these opportunities being made available to you. We just ask that you take advantage of them so you could take that next step in your career and already have a head start in being successful in life. And one thing I also want to do is give a huge thanks and shout out to all these businesses that have agreed to partner with us. Their commitment to supporting our students is what makes this initiative possible. So from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of all 340,000 students in our district, thank you to every single business that's supporting this program, because they really are making a difference.
Absolutely. We couldn't do it without them. So thank you so much, Maurits, for sharing all this exciting information regarding Career Compass and Pathways. I'm sure our listeners are just as eager as I am to see this initiative in action. But I understand that there is another exciting initiative that the Office of Education and Economic Access is launching this school year. But before we dive into the details, can you tell us what inspired this new initiative around amplifying student perspectives? Why is it important for us to get perspectives from various student subgroups?
Yeah, I think that's really at the heart of our school district. At the end of the day, it's about making sure students feel safe, making sure students feel heard, and MDCPS is the third largest school district in the nation, and it needs to be a model for student inclusion and for student perspectives. So I think it's good that the district is recognizing that not all students are involved equally. And we want to change that. We want to make sure that when the district is making decisions, they have the input from students from all different backgrounds, regardless of their race, sexual orientation, involvement levels. Some students are in a lot of clubs, some students are not in many clubs. But that shouldn't change the fact that they're students in our district and that we want to get their perspective on what's happening. Even academic majors, not every student is into the same type of career field. Not every student has the same experiences. Some students are undergoing different challenges. And we realize that our student body is so diverse and so unique, and I think that's what makes MDCPS so special. So taking advantage of that diversity and making it into a strength is something that's really important. So I think that kind of inspired it. I think our district has done a lot already to amplify student voices, but there's still more work to be done, and recognizing that is very, very, very important. So, I thank your office and I thank our superintendent for making that a priority because that's a topic that a lot of students care about. And I'm excited to see how the district can continue amplifying student voices, keeping in mind that we want to make sure we have representation from students from all different types of backgrounds.
Absolutely, and we really are excited about this initiative. And what you said, all of that makes a lot of sense. So what exactly are you planning to do to gather these perspectives from the different student groups?
So the initiative is called Student Perspectives, and it's something that, as you know, I've worked closely with you on since I was elected student advisor, because I think it's very important. But the goal is to create a platform where students from all walks of life can share their experiences, concerns, and ideas. We're doing this in several different ways. The first is that schools will be setting up a series of perspective pods with representatives from various student subgroups. We find that oftentimes certain groups are more represented than others. It's always the SGA leaders, which they do a great job, but there's also so many different students that are not in their student government, and their voices still matter. So by creating these different pods, that's going to be the first way, and they're going to be facilitated by trained staff so that everyone can ensure that they feel heard and that they feel comfortable. We're also encouraging all schools to have student feedback and suggestion boxes where students can express their concerns to school leaders and encourage transparency, as well as reflective student responses to student concerns and feedback. And I'm really excited about that initiative. It's something that we did at my high school last year, and we've seen it very successful. We created a student suggestion box where students can come in and put in concerns, either anonymously or not, and then our SGA leaders read them, and we speak to our administration about those. And sometimes, even if the concern can't be fixed, we make an effort to reach out to that student and have a conversation with them so that they feel at least that they're being seen and heard, and we kind of talk to them about whatever concern that is. So I think that's another great way that student perspectives is being implemented across MDCPS.
And Maurits, we want to thank you because you gave the suggestion of the student suggestion box and how effective it was at your school site. So how do you plan to ensure that the feedback really leads to tangible changes on campuses and across the district?
Yep, it's very important. Nothing's going to change unless actions are made. So we're all about not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. So we're not just listening, but we're taking action. So after collecting and analyzing feedback, we're going to be working with school site administrators to develop specific action plans. These plans are going to address the key issues that students brought up. We're also going to be transparent about this process. We'll be publishing the findings in our school perspective pods and surveys, and we're going to hold follow-up meetings to update students on the progress we're making on their concerns. So it's important that students know that their voices are leading to real change within our schools, and that's going to happen starting this year with the implementation of this program.
Yeah, transparency is key. So tell us a little bit how students can get involved in student perspectives.
There's a couple of ways. First thing is keep an eye out for emails and posters sent out by your schools inviting you to participate in the perspective pods or provide feedback at your school student suggestion boxes. All school administrators have already been reached out about this program, so hopefully in the next couple of weeks we're going to see that rolling out, and all the students watching should be able to see those changes being implemented on their campus. We're also encouraging students to get involved with their student government representatives. It's important to keep in mind that the purpose of student government is to be a representation of the student body. All of these students were elected by you at your school campus, and they're there to listen to your concerns and take appropriate steps, with their SGA sponsor and with their principal and your assistant principals. So reach out to them, reach out to your class president, your student council president, and if you have any questions, ideas, concerns, speak to them, and hopefully they can follow the proper steps to elevate those concerns to the next level.
That's fantastic. It sounds like a real opportunity for students to move their voices heard and to make a difference on campus. Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our listeners today?
Absolutely. Whether you felt unheard before or you're passionate about making our campus better, your perspective matters, and that's something we want all students to understand. And I encourage all students to get involved, lift up your perspectives, because the truth is when we work together, we can make a more inclusive and responsive campus community. I also want to mention that another component of student perspectives is ensuring that there's a line of communication between students at school sites and their SGA representatives in the District Student Government Association, so we can light concerns across our district. We want to encourage civic engagement at all levels, and that's truly one way that we can make sure those voices are amplified. So all students should be attending district student government meetings. Every single high school should be represented, and we want to make sure that students feel comfortable enough to approach their administration and SGA leaders should they have any concerns. I also want to share that I'm here to assist and help in anything I can do. I'm honored to serve as your student advisor on the school board, elevating your voices at a district-wide level. So if you ever want to reach out, you can follow me on Instagram at MDCPS_student advisor, or send me an email at studentadvisor@dateschools.net. I'm more than happy to serve you and work to accomplish whatever goals or concerns you have in mind. But thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
It's been a
Thank
pleasure.
you, Maurits. That was fantastic. So you heard it here. Your perspective does matter. Find a way to get involved at your school sites. Let's help make MDCPS your best choice on a continual basis. So today, that's a wrap of today's episode of Reimagining Education and Economic Access with MDCPS podcast, Amplifying Student Soundbites. A big thank you to our guest for sharing his perspective and our listening audience for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider subscribing, leaving a review, or sharing it with somebody who might benefit from this conversation.
Thanks for tuning in to MDCPS Gateway to Success podcast. We hope you found today's conversation insightful and inspiring. Remember, each episode brings new ways for our community, businesses, students, families, and everyone in between to connect, grow, and make an impact with Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on YouTube and on your favorite podcast streaming provider by searching MDCPS OEEA. So never miss an episode again. And if today's conversation resonated with you, please share it with others who'd love to learn more about the powerful connections in our district. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep paving the way to success. See you soon on the Gateway to Success podcast. And remember, MDCPS, your best choice.